pause and ask yourself one question. Who would best defend our freedom, our way of life, and the much-loved land in which we live?
Get up! Wait!
Boy, watch it!
Say, you lay a finger on me, you'll be arrested for obstruction. Do you understand?
No, I don't.
Stay out! Just stay out!
Get back!
Have a look, please.
Look at what? At what? The lighter, the chewing gum, or the sweets?
All of it. Have a look.
One at a time, you can, yes.
Right, I've had enough of this. I'm arresting you to prevent a breach of the peace. You don't have to say anything.
Just a minute.
Unless you wish to do so, but what you say, maybe give me an
Right,
evidence.
okay. Can you please witness?
This may mean that more people will go to prison. I don't flinch from that.
I mean, I was dragged about 10 metres or so by my arm. It was pulled behind my back and I was screaming. And the next thing I knew, I could see this arm with a riot shield, and it just hit me in the face. When I was taken to hospital, I was still covered in blood, everything. I had a neck brace on, and I was told I couldn't eat. I was lying on this bed, and a man in a suit came in. He was wearing a tie, and everything looked very official. He started talking to me. I didn't know who he was. I asked him who he was. He said he was from the Police Complaints Authority. He said he wasn't a policeman. He kept asking me questions about what had happened. He pretty much taught me into signing a form which signed over all medical records to him, and the whole time he kept saying, "I'm not a policeman." And I think if I'd had a couple of hours to wait, I would have done it differently. I would have talked to my solicitor first, which was something that my solicitor told me afterwards I should have done. Just not gone through them at all, and I should have pushed it more. At the time, I just wanted to forget about it, get it out of the way. But I realise now I should have gone ahead with it, made sure that they did something about it, because just leaving it in the hands of the Police Complaints Authority was useless. My case it's going to be forgotten. It's going to be a file now.
Video evidence is always a lot better because you tend to see the full picture. Stills photographers and written statements, people can only say what happened at the point their attention or their photograph was taken. A video generally shows before, during and after, so you do get the full picture.
Okay, we'll have him.
Get his stick, get
Yeah.
illegal use of a weapon.
We had some of our own video evidence which showed, in particular, Jim Chambers, when he was removed from the wooden tower. There was someone on the other wooden tower with a video camera, and he was in the cherry picker. And then you could see the sheriff's officers and security push Jim's head in the door of the cherry picker. And then the video camera went into close, zoomed in, and you could see them squeezing his head, and they thought no one was watching, but they were pushing his head right in the gate of the cherry picker, slamming it on his head. And then you saw a policeman's glove and saw his helmet, and he joined in as well. And when we played our video in court, the magistrate basically, well, it was like a bomb going off in court, if you know what I mean. The magistrate can't argue with that, if you know what I mean. So
I know that despite all the changes in our society, there are some who still feel a little bit uncertain about it. I also know there are others who would welcome it.
Justice Act, under attack! We fight back! Smash the Criminal Justice Act, under attack! We fight back! Smash the Criminal Justice Act, under attack! We fight back! Smash the Criminal Justice Act, under attack! We fight back!
I was photographing an arrest on the bridge, and a policeman ran up to me, and I'd been standing with the camera held just below eye level, and he just shoved the camera straight-armed into my face, cutting my head, stunning me a bit. So I tapped him on the shoulder, he turned round, I took his picture, he grabbed me, and he said, "You're nicked," and that was the only truthful thing he said. He said that I'd been in a group of Muslim youth attacking this police bus, that I'd shoved a policeman out the way in order to get better pictures of the demonstration, that he'd warned me about this behaviour and that I'd continued, that he'd pushed me back and I'd shouted it was a free country and pushed to another policeman, and he then arrested me. Great story. The only difficulty is that the attack on the police bus happened at 5:25, and I actually had a picture showing this policeman and his wristwatch. It's at 5:40, 15 minutes later, a picture taken when I'm at liberty, when he claims I was in a police van. But the police video itself had the time. Other photographers had pictures of me in the wrong place for his story. If the police officers are shown to be lying in that case, how can you believe them in any other case?
Once we started getting people acquitted on horn-blowing charges and walking towards a hunt and stuff, when we continued to get arrested for it, we started to seek legal advice, and that's when we started to sue the police for unlawful arrest, unlawful imprisonment, trespass against a person.
Now, an officer with 10 years training is an expensive item. He's probably worth £500,000 to the police force. They'll possibly have to open up other cases that officer's been involved in. That'll cost a fortune too. That's why they settle out of court. And that's why it's important that we should always, when we can, take action against the police.
Section 69, the Criminal Justice and Public Order Act, 1994, This is land. You are hunt saboteurs. This is an aggravated trespass. If you step over that line there, that is an aggravated trespass. Speak to a lawyer. I'm not an expert on the law. I'm just telling you, if you go on the land, you'll be arrested.
Leadership from the top can only succeed if harnessed to enthusiasm, commitment, and new thinking from the grassroots.
I'm a bit embarrassed by this, so I'm not going to say very much more. I'm just an environmental protester who cares about the planet, and I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing because I believe in it. And I'm not going to get the legal system, I'm not going to let the legal system stop me because I believe that what I'm doing is right. And no matter what this law, this court does to me, I'm going to carry on, and I hope everyone else does too. Thank you.
I'm going to take
non-violent direct
action.
There must be a fairer way to do things.